What's up, gays, straights, and other days? It's Mally. I'm back with another episode of Lady in Mystery. In last episode, we found out something really heckin' weird, okay? Apparently, Ilshime and this noble lady, whose name I've already forgotten, are the same person, even though they look nothing alike. So I guess we're gonna get some answers. Ilshime and her servant wrapped me around and dragged me to the main building right away. Oh, thanks. I felt like I was going to die when her servant dared to strike my waist with her elbow. After struggling for a little while to breathe, the end of the blanket opened a little, and only then could I see Ilshime's completely blushed face. Ah, jeez. Huh. Yeah, to you too. What the hell? Is your name Guardian? The great thief, Ilshime. Then what? She's suffering from tuberculosis and can die any day? I wasn't even done with the surprises yet, but Ilshime picked the pillow next to her and pressed my head with it. Why? Don't say anything unless I say so. I will kill you if you say a word. Word. Hey, why are you at my house? I didn't know it was your house. I'm paid. Money. That's it. Oh gosh, she would have known already that I'm not a feng shui scholar as soon as she saw me. But she still laughed modestly, saying, I heard that you were coming and watered the plant. She touched the leaves so innocently. She must have been so flustered at the same time. Good. I kept feeling like laughing as I was under the pillow, but I felt like she was really going to kill me if I laughed. So I held my breath. Huh. And then I heard Ilshime sigh loudly, almost as if she was moaning from the back. Wait, so if she's Guardian... Oh no. That weird ghosty voice I gave her doesn't work anymore. Oh no. Well, I guess it does, because like disguise, but oh no. Excuse me, lady. Lady Guardian. I told you not to say a word. And? Do you really have tuberculosis and might die soon? That's what your family clan wants to know. Do you really think that's true? I don't really think so, considering all the physical stuff you do. She got mad, but she put her hand away that was pushing me down. I quickly turned around and got up. As I was watching her face slowly, it was just so interesting since I've never even guessed her true identity at all, yet they looked nothing alike. For some reason, I thought Ilshime's eyes were lighter. Huh. She looked so different. Huh. Ilshime looked away for a while and then pushed my cheek with her hand. Why? What are you looking at for so long? Let's see. I just saw you 2 seconds ago, apparently, dressed in some powder cake outfit, and now I'm trying to put the two together. What do you think? I mean, you're a completely different person. You look completely different. There's nothing in common with you and the lady of this house. But that's also me anyway. It can't be that different. Yeah, it is. Your skin tone is different. What is this? You were much paler when you were a lady, and now your lips don't have any color, and your eyebrows look different. You didn't have this mole before. I unconsciously reached my hand and touched around Ilshime's eyes. Ilshime flinched and opened her eyes wide. I touched the mole around her eyes that was floating alone in her flawless face. It's quite small but bulged. You could have used any other word to describe that better. That wasn't so gross sounding, but okay. So it felt different from other parts of her face when I pressed it. You're so weird, Hisu. I wear makeup every morning to look sick. I put some sticky rice powder dissolved in water on my mole with my pinky finger, then I put powder on my lips. With my eyebrows, I mix the ink from burnt dayflower leaves and draw long eyebrows with... Ilshime was hurriedly explaining, and then she stopped and pulled my hand down. Wow. You put so much effort into looking delicate and fragile as the meaning of your name... Ugh! Ilshime threw the pillow again. Alright, that's fair. I'm being a dick. I'm not gonna stop, though. Say that one more time and you'll get a wooden pillow this time. You're the weird one for having wooden pillows. Why? I don't understand. You ashamed of your name, Guardian, and your delicate look that goes well with your name? Why wouldn't I? Everyone will make fun of me if they find out. No? Oh, really? Because you're laughing at me now. Yeah, but, I'm always laughing at you no matter what. This is no different. What? Why would I laugh at you? I say as I'm laughing at her. Then why do you keep smiling? You're even smirking. Yeah. So annoying. Okay, says you. Why do you do that unless you're mocking me? 'Cause it's funny. I mean, if you ask me, it's just because I like it. Ilshime was retorting with anger and then suddenly got dumbfounded. Huh? You didn't tell me your name last time. I like knowing your name and seeing how you are on normal days. On Guardian? Guardian? You rude prick. How dare you call a young bun's name like that? I'm trying to be nice here. I'm actually trying. I'm still teasing you, but I'm trying. Come on. Ilshime scolded me, but didn't really get mad at me anymore. She just touched her hair and sighed, suffered on the floor, burying her face in the blanket, and at last she leaned her elbow against the long pillow next to the fancy blanket and glared at me. By the way, Juhi, was she? Who exactly is she pretending to be your sister? I was surprised talking to her. I can see that she's not just from any random family from her gesture. She's from a much higher family than mine. Yeah, and she doesn't want to go back, so leave her alone. That's a secret. How petty. You know all my secrets now. Can you know all mine? Or even. It's not like you're asking my secrets. Why would I tell you her secret? I'm not gonna tell you. I frowned and crossed my arms. Then Ilshime narrowed her eyes and started smiling as if she's feeling completely better now. Are you jealous? Of what? What? Well, what more would I ask you? I've already heard everything last time. Alright then, let me ask you. I want to ask... Well, I don't care about your love life because that's your business. Living alone, do what you want. Why do you steal from people? How did you start robbing and stealing? Even by pretending to be ill? Wrong question. What? Hey! You got the order wrong. I didn't pretend to be ill to be a thief. Oh. I was pretending to be ill for a while, and it made me want to become a righteous thief. You're gonna have to explain that one to me. Why did you pretend to be ill in the first place? I live alone. How can a young lady live alone? You're good at guessing this kind of thing. Guess. I'm not even on a case right now. I mean, she must be living alone since she lost her parents, but usually when a girl lost her parents, her relatives would adopt her as a stepdaughter. But why didn't that happen to Ilshime? Before long, I came to a conclusion. Did I? You were too old to be adopted and you had too much money. Correct. I was in my prime age to get married, so who would take me as a stepdaughter? So my family clan decided to let me live alone until I get married. Since then, I started acting like I'm sick to delay the marriage in any way. Well, my father was really ill, so I just imitated him. I fainted often, had a bloody nose, and passed out. Whoa, that's fragile. Don't make a weird sound in my story. Okay. Oh. I should just read what Hisu says because it's basically the same. Okay. Anyway, I pretended to be ill quite seriously for a while, and finally, no one tried to set up a marriage for me anymore. But then instead, I couldn't go outside anymore. Since I had to be stuck in my house all day, all I did was read books. And at night, I just went out and secretly wielded some bows and swords. Just wield some bows and swords? What kind of woman wields bows and swords? Leader Cog does both, Hisu! Come on! I lived in Jeju Island when I was little, and it was near the ranch and the archery. There were lots of people preparing to be military officials, and it was to my liking, so I learned a lot about riding horses and archery from the guys in my neighborhood. Ilshime smiled brightly like nothing. What was I supposed to do when I liked those so much? And what was I supposed to do when I was born with a swift and excellent body? Don't talk to me about your body. The only thing to blame is my superior body. Stop talking about your body. I shook my head thinking about little Ilshime running around fluttering her drawers with some random lowly plebeians in a shabby skirt. The old men from the family clan just believed that I was sick. So they would have just thought like, oh, she's lying in bed sick again. She might die before she gets married, not knowing what I'm doing at night. Haha. So what does that have to do with robbing and stealing? Anyone who can wield swords and bows well like you should imitate Ilshime like you? I don't know. It just suits me. Fair. Ilshime just mumbled away. I could see some books stacked behind the folding screen. Romance of the Three Kingdoms, Outlaws of the Mash, Tale of Ilshime, Tale of Hong Gildong. Why are all her books so... I just looked at those books with bewildered feelings and just stopped asking more. Then, a servant knocked on the door from the outside. As Ilshime allowed her to come in, the servant opened the door, carefully got in and lowered her head, not knowing what to do. Oh, it's the robot servant again. I'm so sorry, my lady. It all happened because of me. It's all my fault. Come on, she looks like she's gonna knife you even now. She didn't know what was going on and she was just so flustered, thinking she exposed her lady's identity. I can shut him down in any way. Don't you dare. With any means, even murder. The servant looked up and glared at me angrily. I told you she could knife you. What? How is she gonna shut me down? Call off your robot, Ilshime. As I was flustered, Ilshime started laughing. It's fine. I know this scholar anyway. It's okay, Ilwa. Ilwa? Oh, like, I guess you have your own Makwa, who's slightly more of a demon. Huh? What do you mean you know him does not compute? He's my colleague, kind of. He's my loyal colleague and a servant who's been helping me outside secretly. We've already made a deal to help each other a while ago. Since when? I'm your servant? Oh, is that so? The servant who's so willing to do anything to get rid of me until a while ago got relaxed and her face suddenly softened. Still a robot, but still soft. Ilshime adjusted her clothes and asked me with a certain tone as if she really became my superior. So, what are you going to tell my relatives if they ask? If they ask you if I really have an illness? Yes, that lady looked really sick and looked like she might die tomorrow. No, that answer is only half good. Then you do it. Put more effort. She seemed like she was having a hard time moving around outside the house because of her illness. But I wondered why it looked like she's faking it, and the answer was in the type of the disease. In the case of contagious tuberculosis, most of the patients can't live longer than 4 to 5 years, but I think she got her disease from her father. I heard that her father lived for quite long, and from that, we can learn that it might not lead the patient to death as long as we take care of it well. As I roughly elaborated this and struggled to say it, Ilshime got impressed so much and backed away as if she was avoiding me. Why? Jeez, how are you so good at lying? I've been lying all my life. It's creepy. I don't know what you want. You told me to put some more effort. Do you not want me to do it? No, your answer is fine. But if you say it like that, what if they think that I'm technically fine then? What if they try to arrange the marriage right away? What if they ask you, oh, then now we can give her in marriage, right? Good Lord. Yes, you're right, sir. Ugh. Like you said, I think it's okay for her to get married now. But then if you think about our children, they'll for sure suffer from tuberculosis. And they won't even be able to take the government exam because they would keep coughing blood and passing out while they study. So you should make sure to tell her husband and their family about it. Eek, I think I got carried away and said it out too loud. What if nobody's or servants heard it and started spreading this information? What a tragedy! Is that good enough? What is that? I don't know. Ilshime giggled, grabbing the blanket. I wasn't sure if she was laughing because she liked it or if she just hated it so much, so I just stared at her blankly. But then Ilshime tapped my gat and said good job, so then I knew she was laughing at her satisfaction. Don't pat my head. You're weird. Don't do that. Okay, cool. You gotta go back at the clothes because I kind of want to see. Therefore, I'm declaring something already. All the children in that house will suffer tuberculosis. Woo! If she just gets married like that, then it's a fraud to the family of her future husband. Huh, I said it out too loud. No one's gonna believe this. No one is gonna believe this. Ansi with the tan skin seemed pretty disappointed. While I was talking to Ansi, that fragile lady, who's completely different from the knight with the makeup on, was standing from the wooden floor. Let me get a look at you. She went out and looked at her relative hypocritically with a face full of worries. Yeah, let me see. She was supposed to sit there pretending she doesn't know what we're talking about at all, but she seemed to have a hard time holding the laughter. Everyone in this world is shit at lying except for me. Well, Leader Kong's pretty good, actually. Alright, except for us. Woo-sung and Juhi were just looking around the house indifferently. It's because they didn't really expect much ever since they found out that I haven't even set the price yet. They were thinking that they would just get some few poons before they go back. Did you really consider all the possibilities? If it's because you're busy, then can you stay for a couple more days and investigate more thoroughly? I won't say anything about it. It just really bothers me so much. I'll pay as much as you want. Knock, knock. Okay. Then, before Ansi finished his sentence, someone knocked on the gate. Coming in through the gate was some guy in dark clothes. Ansi took a glance at him, then explained to me with an exclamation. I was actually in the middle of doing something. I've got a lot of work. Work? I'm the secretary of the Department of Diplomacy. Translation Academy. Have we not collected that already? Yeah, it's just teaching translators stuff. Okay. The secretary department is in charge of the diplomatic documents. My job is to interpret and create the documents, but sometimes there are some parts that are quite ambiguous. There's a translation academy where they teach translators there, and I invited some professors there and was discussing something about the grammar with them. Then I realized I had an appointment with you and came here quickly. Ansi touched his hair awkwardly, saying that's why a professor from the translation academy came here with him. And the music stopped. Professor, we've collected this term. With that, I looked at the guy with dark clothes and gat pulled down really deep again. And from that moment until he got really close, I couldn't take my eyes off of him. Wait. No way. That guy. Oh, it is. I know that face. Fuck. Hello. Are you Seoul Young? I'm your father's old friend. You look just like your father. I looked down right away, not being able to blink at all. His sleeves were so long that I couldn't see his wrist. I wanted to roll that up, but when I managed to hold that thought and turn my head to look at Woo-sung, I saw Woo-sung's face, more shocked than I am. Woo-sung froze for a while and then quickly turned around, lowering his face. Then I knew. It's not just me. I wasn't wrong. Oh, fuck. Hi. Nice to meet you. I'm Jung Kyung-ho, a professor from Translation Academy. And the voice I've never forgotten for the last 5 years went straight into my ears. Oh, well then. Alright. Okay, we're back with Garyeon, but this is also Iljime. I mean, I can see it in the eyes, but this is a really good disguise, damn. I'm gonna keep the ghost voice for her though, because I have a feeling like that's the one that she would use to like disguise herself, you know? Why did you agree to stay longer in this house? You were so fine telling him as we practiced. Oh! I'm staying longer. Oh. I know why. Iljime asked with a flustered tone, but I couldn't really answer. Ever since I saw my enemy's face, I was not myself at all. I mesmerizingly told Ansi that I would stay longer in this house and investigate more. It's gonna be harder to chase that guy if I no longer have a chance to meet Ansi anymore. I kept swallowing and grabbed Iljime's shoulders. I saw my enemy. What? That guy with the dark clothes who came with your relative earlier. The one with fierce eyes and rough bones. As I was saying that, my fingers were shaking for no reason. No, you have every right to feel that way. It's okay. Oh! I see more Iljime now that the eyes are open a little more. Hanyoung. He was in Hanyoung. Iljime, who was more flustered than me for a while, put her face closer to me. I didn't really see well what he looked like since he was standing far away from me. But what? Your enemy? The one who made your father die? The one that you even opened a store to chase for 5 years? I was so distracted and kept licking my lips. Then Iljime quickly asked with a face that's more surprised than I am. So what are you going to do now? I don't know. Let me ask Woo-sung first. What? Why do you have to ask your servant? You just have to decide and let him know. No, I have to ask. I've been making decisions with Woo-sung about anything so far. We've been thinking the same thing for 5 years. But when I looked up, Iljime looked somehow bitter. Then go talk to him, come back here, okay? You should talk to me about it too. Wait, do you want to help? Huh? Why do you ask again? I'll help you, so go talk to your paramour servant first and come back here. Okay. I'm glad you want to help, but stop calling him that. Iljime adjusted her skirt quickly and then made a calm face again like the lady of the house. She flinched her eyebrows once and then went ahead through the yard. That is terrifying. That is terrifying that she can look so different but still be so the same. Oh my. That's a really good disguise. The heck? As I came to a detached building, Woo-sung came out running with an anxious face. Where have you been? You saw him, right? Woo-sung swallowed, then closed his eyes. Yes. He said he was a professor of the Translation Academy. He's teaching translators. He must be respected so much by the translators. So he must have had a lot of money and... I couldn't think of a clear way to deal with this situation even as I was talking. We've been waiting for this moment for 5 years. We've been thinking what to do to him or how to revenge him as soon as we see him. We've talked about this for more than 100 times. When I looked up, Woo-sung was already looking at me with adamant eyes as if he already made up his mind. My lady. I'm listening. I've been waiting for this moment for my whole life. I'm going to go and take care of it. What? I told you last year, a year before that, and a year before that. I told you that I would kill him with my bare hands. I'll do it alone. Now that we know who he is, I'll go there alone and kill him and his wife. And his child too if he has one. Woo-sung swallowed hard. At that moment, the face of my father, mother, and my brother, who are long dead, came across my mind again. Not the face of when they were alive, but the face when they were hanging on the poles after being beheaded. I was befuddled. Soon servants started to come to the detached building. It's hard to talk on the alley where people come and go a lot. I decided to move inside the building with Woo-sung. Okay. When we got inside, I could sense Juhi's presence. She must be in her room. Oh, fuck, we gotta tell her, don't we? She's going to hear it if we talk in the room right next to her. I'm not gonna tell anything to Juhi yet, so be careful not to raise your voice. Woo-sung nodded quietly and opened the door and got in first. Inside the room was so quiet that every little sound from Woo-sung's sigh to rustling from clothes seemed twice louder. Revenge or whatever, if you're going to go somewhere, you should take me with you. What do you mean you're gonna go alone? I'll do it too. Why would I need you to kill a person? I think you should start making other plans from now on. What other plans? When I finish getting ready to kill that guy, I need to know where you are at that moment. You might want to be somewhere crowded like Mapo Port or the Poshung. What are you talking about? You should be somewhere that you can prove that you were doing something else that's not related to me at all at the time, and... You're going to... You want to go to jail, don't you? Or you'll be executed. As I was listening to Woo-sung, I started to get angry. What? It's my revenge. Why is he talking like that? Why is he talking like he's going to push me aside and sacrifice his life with all the burden with him? No. Then you should go someplace else. Let's change the role. I'm going to go kill that guy alone. When I yelled at him, I heard the door was split open in Juhi's room. Oh. So much for keeping our voices around. Or down, sorry. Woo-sung and I froze there right away, standing. As we just looked at the door, surprised and clenched our fists, soon the door from our room opened. Juhi came in with a frown. Hey. I heard you guys talk about killing and stuff. What, you want in? What's going on? Well, that's, I've got someone that I die to be with because I'm so gay. I got someone that I die to be with. The lady of this house? Not a chance in hell. What? Why do you think it's her? Because you never said anything like that, and now you suddenly have someone you like. So I assumed it was the lady of this house. And you can just simply say no. Why do you have to yell at me like that? That's rich coming from you. It's because you're wrong. Huh? Why do you stutter? You're so weird. Ugh. Then Woo-sung interrupted. By the way, why are you here? What do you mean, why is she here? She said why she was here. Why do you ask like that? I came here because it's about time to have dinner. With Juhi's words, I looked around the outside. It's dinner time already? But since it was summer, it was still so bright. I sat down feeling unnerved. Soon, servants brought our dinner tables in. On the table were different dishes from yesterday. There was octopus soup with the flesh of a seasonal gourd, barley rice, seasoned pumpkin leaves with soybean paste, salted tiny shrimps, acorn jelly, sedum pickles, kudzu pancakes with mustard, and soy sauce mixed with vinegar and apricot honey cakes neatly on each plate. Jesus, the food in this game is always so thoroughly described. There was more food than yesterday, but I couldn't taste shit. Swallowing the soup as if it's just plain water and chewing rice as if it's dirt, I swallowed my sigh much more than the actual food. Ugh. As I barely touched the food and finished eating, the servants brought the tables out. They looked happy. I guess they get to eat all the leftover food. Well, good for them. The room got darker and darker after dinner. Juhi just went back to her room, and I was left alone with Woo-sung again. Are we doing this tonight, or what? I don't know how often I've imagined this moment. Me finding my enemy in Hanyang. How am I going to do that? Hearing from someone by chance? While gathering the data? Maybe if I'm really lucky, my name would be automatically cleared of falsely accused charges, or maybe I can find someone who looks like him and they happen to be his family. For the first couple of years, I kept imagining my favorite scenarios over and over. But after a year, my thoughts became quite pessimistic. At this rate, I would just struggle in Hanyang forever and die in this unfamiliar place away from home, harassed with debts. I would just die alone without even seeing him at all. I kept thinking about how hard it is just to live through. After a few more years, I didn't even think of pessimistic thoughts anymore. I just woke up, had breakfast, went to the store, came back home, and slept at night just like other people. And I just almost left my revenge to luck. As a result, I think I became a fool. Even though I just got my luck after a long wait, I don't even know what to do about it. As I lit the light on the lamp, Woo-sung lowered his head. There's nothing much we can do together, and most of the things we can do together can be done just by one person. So? After what happened to Mr. Accountant, we were the only one we have left. Since that moment, I've made up my mind. There's no guarantee that this will work even if I put my life at risk. So I've decided to sacrifice my worthless life without any hesitation when needed. Woo-sung, I want to barge into his house, kill him, and slaughter all his family. I agree that he deserves it, but I don't know if it's worth sacrificing our lives. My lady, how is that the revenge? My whole family died because of him. And if Woo-sung, the only one who followed me from Busapli, dies as well, then it's just another death in the family to me. I would have to deal with another death in my life. Then I'd rather not do anything and not revenge at all. We stayed in silence for a while. After a while, all of a sudden I heard the footsteps from outside. Gorian? Didn't sound like Juhi. I was crouching and I put my hands down near my knees. Who's this? No answer. Only several shadows approached our room, and then after a long pause, I heard the voice of Iljime's servant. Why is the robot here? Sir, I got some night snacks for you. Somehow she sounded so much more hypocritical than yesterday. I wasn't close to that servant at all, but still, I could feel that her voice was a little odd. Other than the robot voice I've given her. Soon the door opened without permission, and the servant came into the room alone. Yeah, how did they manage to make her look so shady? Because I don't trust her at all. There were some 4 to 5 servants standing behind her. Heh. You need 5 people to bring a snack for me? Yes. Cue evil laugh.exe. Ha 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 ha. The servants laughed awkwardly and put the tray down. She's gonna knife me. There were tons of honey cookies piled up high. Why? I picked up one honey cookie, feeling a little distracted. What a weird house this is. I was gonna take a bite when the servant suddenly slapped my hand. Ow! The honey cookie was flung to the wall. What? I got startled and looked at the servants grabbing my hand that still felt tingling, and an even more surprising thing happened right next to me. Gah! Woo-sung took a bite of honey cookie, then he fell down on the floor grabbing his throat. Wait, what? Did you poison him? What is this? Huh? He just passed out. Ho ho, don't worry. He passed out? What the fuck? How can I not worry? You poisoned him. I knew you were evil. I knew you were evil, you little shit. Oh, God, I told you. I told you she's evil. I told you she'd knife you up, but she used poison, but I told you. I got up to my feet and got frustrated. Soon bulky servants came inside and carried Woo-sung in a sack as if he was a girl. Why? Gah. Huh? What? Ah! What? Guardian / Iljime, what do you want me to call you? Okay, well, you're using Guardian, which means you're still in disguise, so I guess okay, ghost voice it is. Good. And you put his brother in a shed? You? Why? Yes, master. I should get going then. Haha. I felt dizzy watching Iljime smiling like nothing on the other side. Why? And what are these servants? They just carried a human on their shoulders. What are you doing? You drugged him? What was I supposed to do when you don't come for a long time even after the sun went down? I had to separate you from your paramour servant who's making you dumb. I mean, I kind of agree. It's an unhealthy relationship on all levels, but stop calling him my paramour! And why? You keep calling him paramour. Why is he my paramour? Why? I hate it when you say that. Okay, then. What? Oh, out of all of the translations, that one wins. Okay, then Pimp Daddy. Hey! How dare you say hey to a Yongbon? You rude prick. I am so confused. Iljime sat on the Borio and frowned, but it didn't scare me at all. My mind was too full to care about that. You call him my Pimp Daddy? That's amazing. I was shaking my head with my gat on and lowered my head on the ground. My gat pushed to the back and my forehead touched the floor. So, what did your servant say? Did he have any good ideas? Why did you put him in the shed? Yes, he said he's going to go alone and kill him. What? He said he would kill all his family, so I have to prepare my alibi to get out of suspicion later. I heard her scoffing in front of me, then she reached her hand and tapped me on the back of my head. Why? When I looked up, Iljime came closer with her pillow and head-butted me hard with her forehead. Ow! Why? Ow! So, were you just sitting there and listening to all that? I'll give him his loyalty, but that's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. Yeah, I know. Then what is he going to do there alone? He doesn't have any skill. Then, what should I do? Just don't do anything stupid and wait here. I better help you with that. What? What? Iljime searched through her drawer and started pulling out her dark clothes, hat, and arm warmers. Wait, what? What? But it's my business. Why would you help me? What do you mean why? I've only helped other people's business in the first place. Someone is in an unfair situation, so Ilgime is going to help them. How is that weird? I got flustered and just looked at Ilgime spreading her clothes. She was clearly helping people who had nothing to do with her when the Pearl incident happened. She put her life in danger to rob Songdown for nothing when the metal store is closed. So it's nothing special that she's trying to help me. But strangely enough, my heart fluttered. But because of me. Because of you what? Ilgime then turned her back against me and took off her clothes. Her shoulder blades moved under her skirt, then she pulled her arms down, and then it fell down to her skirt right away. I was looking at her back with a pitted line in the middle without any fat, and then I freaked out and looked away. You know what a woman's body— You have one! Gosh, you should warn me first before you get undressed. You're both girls! Ilgime didn't even care and just smiled mischievously. She changed into her dark clothes and called me. Oh, you fucking flirt. Alright, fine. You want to play this game? Alright. Help me loosen my hair. Usually my servant girl helps me. You mean your psycho robot? Undressing does not have to be sexual, but you clearly want it to be. Alright. Do I just pull out this hair ribbon and loosen it? Yes. I pulled out the hair ribbon and started to untangle the hair. When I took a glance at her, Ilgime was tying the coat string in front of her chest. About the same time Ilgime started to wrap her arm warmer up, I finished loosening her hair. Ugh, I could see her disheveled curly hair next to her ear. What do you mean curly? What do you mean curly? Every time I've seen her hair, it's been straight. What? It was curled several times since she always curls it inside her hat. No, she doesn't. I touched the hair with my finger, then quickly took my hands off as if I got a burn. Soon, Ilgime tied her luxuriant hair up with proficient gestures. She curled and pulled it several times, then she put binyo in it and finished tying it up with a string. When she turned around, she completely turned it into the Ilgime I saw from outside. Let's go! I, the best righteous thief of history in Hanyang, will help you. Thanks. Moment over. Alright. What a nice hobby. I still don't know what hobby you're talking about. What? Okay. Reviewing for the Ilgime episode 10 has been unlocked. Okay. We're gonna leave that one here because Pimp Daddy and Psycho Robot Servant. I've had enough for today. So thank you so much, whoever happens to be watching this. Like, comment, subscribe. It really does help me out. Until next time, bye.